So I've been doing videos for 3 years now, and whenever I do a video about a Pokemon ROM hack, it's always the same problem for a lot of users. How do I patch the ROM? Where do I get the patch from? How does it work? What do I do? And so on. Despite making videos on how to patch ROM hacks, it is still a bit complicated for a lot of people, and I can understand that. Mostly because the download link for the ROM hack patches are different for each game. So a lot of people get confused on how to actually use it, what to do, and all of that. Well, if you like Pokemon ROM hacks, it actually couldn't be easier now. And you can do this on any operating system because it's a web-based program. So Android device, Windows device, whatever it is, you can follow today. There is a website called Hackdex.app. And while it doesn't have every Pokemon ROM hack patch out there, it has a ton. Like Pokemon Unbound, for instance, which is one of my favorite Pokemon ROM hacks. Or Super Mario Mon, which is also one of my favorite Pokemon ROM hacks. If you click on any of the games that they have, you get taken to a page where you can learn a lot about what the ROM hack is, what it does, and so on. You can see the changelog, the versions, and so much more. It is way in depth and it's pretty awesome. But the most important part is right at the top. To download the patch file, you just have to upload one of the clean ROMs for the patcher to use. Yeah, that's right. The biggest part about this website is that it's going to patch the ROMs for you. Now, you of course need the base ROM, which you legally obtained. And in this case, it would be the Pokemon Fire Red ROM. But if you have that or any base game ROM, you can easily patch them. Because this website is a collection of all of these ROM hack patches, and if you're not sure how a ROM hack works, you are basically patching the ROM hack on top of the legally obtained base game, and it changes it to that ROM hack. Now, this isn't illegal to provide patches for ROM hacks, and so that's all this site does. They don't provide any actual ROMs, they have the patches and they automatically patch the game for you as long as you have the actual game. But that's the part they make very easy for you. So let's go through an example with Pokemon Unbound. I'm going to select Pokemon Fire Red ROM. And now I need to select my actual Fire Red ROM from my storage. This has to be unzipped and it needs to be a GBA file type since we're doing Fire Red. This is where your input comes in. Again, you need to have the actual base Fire Red ROM. I can't help you with that, unfortunately. Once you upload it, you can click Agree and download. Finally, click Patch Now. Boom, it spits out our patched Game Boy Advance ROM as a download, which this should now be Pokemon Unbound. And if we go and try it in an emulator, it works and all is well. And then you can zip it if you want, but doesn't really matter, and you're all set to play the game. And I guess this is a special tip for this video, but if you want to know how to zip a ROM for compressing it, just right-click the ROM, at least in Windows, right-click the ROM, go to Send to Compressed Zip. Now you'll have a zip with the ROM inside and you can just use this to play your game, as long as it's not a CD-based game. So it does work for today, but not CD-based systems. Now you might be thinking, wait, that's it? That's not special at all. But hold on, if we look at the top right, you're gonna see My Base ROMs, and it has a 1 next to it. And if you click that, you can see a whole list of base ROMs as well as what we've uploaded, which was Fire Red. Now, this will only stay in the cache of your browser, so you can't keep these uploaded here forever. But you know what this means, right? We can now go on a download spree and easily patch and download any other ROM hacks that are using Fire Red as a base, because that's what we have here uploaded in our cache. So if we click Discover, top right, you're going to see a filter that says Ready on your device. And this is going to show us all of the ROM hacks that use our version of Fire Red. So boom, we have a full list now to look at and easily patch and get all of the ROM hacks that we would ever want. Now, obviously, under My Base ROMs, there were a ton of other games besides Fire Red. So you can upload another base ROM, maybe Pokemon Emerald, maybe Pokemon Blue, Pokemon Silver, and so on. And so you can see what options exist for you by uploading your games. All you need to do, if you have the actual ROM uploaded, on the game page is just agree and then patch now. It is super simple. Now let's rewind back and go back to see what happens if I upload the wrong ROM. Like Fire Red, but maybe it's the revision 1 version. And you're going to see that it says the hack requires Pokemon Fire Red, so not the revision 1 version. So keep that in mind. You have to have the right version of the ROM, and it's going to tell you if you don't, so you'll know instantly. And so this tool is really awesome. A lot of the most popular ROM hacks are here, and it's super easy to use and understand. And I think this will help a lot of people with making it easier to experience these ROM hack games, which are quite awesome. Now, if you need suggestions on Pokemon ROM hacks that you should play right away, let's do a few. Definitely Pokemon Unbound. It is awesome, it is a whole new story, a new engine, and it's just so good. Play Unbound. Super Mario Mon is one of my personal favorites. You are literally Mario as a trainer, catching basically every Mario character as Mario Mon. And the battling and everything is so unique that it's pretty awesome. Shin Pokemon is pretty cool, as it's a Gen 1 enhancement ROM hack that fixes a lot, improves a lot, and it just makes Gen 1 better overall. Heart and Soul brings Johto to Game Boy Advance, and it's one that I've heard great things about, but I haven't played just yet. If you play it, let me know how it goes. But basically, this is a demake of Gen 2 and Soul Silver Heart Gold, which would be my type of game, but it's on Game Boy Advance. That's cool. Sword and Shield are basically demakes of Pokemon Sword and Shield, which is pretty cool. Pokemon Odyssey is an Etrian Odyssey type game. That's really interesting. Radical Red is a difficulty hack, and it's actually pretty difficult, so if you want a challenge. And Pokemon Fool's Gold is so good. Every Pokemon's type is changed for Gen 2, and so it's a whole new experience that feels pretty fresh. I would suggest it. There is obviously a whole bunch more, so feel free to explore and see what you like. Use the filters at the top to filter whatever improvement or ROM hack that you want, and you can get very specific about what you're looking for. Now, hopefully, we can get a lot more hacks added in here, as while the site does have an awesome number of them, there are still quite a few missing, and quite a few good ones. Hopefully, more creators will jump on board and list their hacks here for a nice, easy spot for people to download from. All of this makes it very easy to experience your game, so if you are a developer of one of these hacks, maybe consider joining up with the site and uploading your game. That's going to be it for this one. Let me know how your experience goes using Hackdex.app, and hopefully it makes your life easier in playing these games. Don't forget to like and sub to help the channel grow. Come join me on the Discord to talk all about retro gaming, and hope you all have a good one.